Hey everybody, I'm Nobody Else's Auto. It's 7:30 Sunday evening time for the Gearhead Interactive Live Chat. Got a few of you here ready to go. Buick Man is on. Pete's here. Austin's with us. Kevin L. And looks like Facebook did go as well. So Facebook is connected. So it looks like we are ready to rock and roll this evening. As always, before we get too far into anything, we'll catch a little bit of housekeeping. And then we'll get moving into tonight's episode. If you are on the Nobody Show Facebook page, please remember, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page. If you want to just hang out there and watch, you're perfect. If you want to comment, participate in the auctions, anything like that, you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel, as those are the only two sets of comments that I can see on my screens. Autocorrect, please double check autocorrect before you hit send. Make sure your comment makes sense. Occasionally something pops up that is all gibberish because autocorrect caught it and I have to skip it. I try to catch most things that get posted, but if I can't understand it, I have to skip it. Trolls, we do occasionally get trolls on here. You guys do a great job of making sure they know they're not welcome, and I ignore them because they're trying to get my attention. Super chats are always super awesome. We do have the supercharged super chat badge ready to go for any super chats that happen to pop up. And ads. It is their system, and unfortunately, we have to work around it, and we do have to deal with ads, so we work with them best we can. But anyway, Dad's here with us. Jeff from Ottawa's on. Hubcap made it back. Tractor Mike is on. Guy the Car Guy. Mark Talene. Glad you guys all made it tonight and are ready to go. Real quick, before we get into auction stuff, because it was an insane week for auctions, obviously. Hey, there's Waycamp. Kevin Brown made it. On auction stuff, I've got about everything. Working with Wiley, first time here from Arkansas. Glad you may stop by, Wiley. Let me know what you think of our little wing ding here. But I've got Mark Talene, I got your check this week as well as a few others. Mark Kirk, I got yours. One other one too. So, and most of this stuff. Oh yeah, Steel Ponies. Jeff Taylor got it. I've got a lot of this stuff in boxes ready to go. Just got to get them buttoned up and taped up. So this week, everything that's hanging from 25 on my end, with the exception of the stuff for the guys that pick up, will be out of here. So that will clean us up. Hey, there's Christine. That will clean us up for 2025. I will go through the tub of stuff that didn't get paid for, and that stuff will start working its way back into the auction boxes in the coming weeks. There's Sean. So, hopefully after this week, we will have 2025 cleaned up in the books. It'll be on the way to you guys. And if it's not paid for, it'll just get cycled back in, and we'll keep moving forward. So we got a lot of cool stuff piled up over there for tonight as well. And we'll see how that goes. But got some cool stuff for this evening, depending on what we do on auctions tonight. Speaking of auctions, though, obviously that's kind of the topic of the week, to say the least. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably watched a lot of it. If you didn't watch it, you were seeing it pop up everywhere. Austin's already ready to go now. Hey, there's Nate. Well, let's talk about Kissimmee first, Austin, and then we'll get ready to get rolling here in a little bit, okay? Jim's back. So I was actually wrong on the GTO. I figured the car was going to get into the 50s, and they hammered it at 35 million. You know, the last one I believe brought 47 million. So I figured this car probably had a chance to get into the 50s. I was wrong. They hammered it at 35. And I think Meekum probably had to give some of that fees and everything to the buyer to get that deal done, because they spent a lot of time on that car. I think that car was on the block. Now, granted, it's a high dollar car. I think that car was on the block for right around 10 minutes. So, but they got it done. Even if they had to give up some of the fees to the seller to get to a number that he would accept, you still get to be you still get to say that you're the ones that sold it. So even though I was wrong, they did actually get the car sold. Hemi Cuda convertible, 71 Hemi Cuda convertible, 3.3 million, Hammer at 3 million. The Ferrari stuff was crazy this weekend. I can't believe the amount of 7-figure cars that they sold. Hey, there's Neil. And it was a bunch. They sold a bunch of 7-figure cars. That Ferrari collection, everything in there broke the bank. But as I was I didn't watch a lot of it. I caught part of it. Hey, there's JP. I seen some of it. I was out at Dad's Saturday. We had to have a trooper come do VIN inspection on that Riviera concept car that Dad bought. So when we were waiting for the trooper to show up, we watched a little bit of it then. But all those Ferraris out of that collection, hey, there's Mary, were the best of the best. Low mileage, low production, and man, it was insane what that stuff brought. But obviously, you can go look at all the results. But I mean, the GT40s, the GTs, it was just crazy. The Yenko Camaros, they had a collection. They sold several Yenko Camaros, but they did have a collection of like 6 Yenkos, including the very first 69 Camaro Yenko that was turned into a Yenko. The prototype, the very first car that they built into a Yenko Camaro, hammered at 1.8 million for 69 Camaro. That's kind of nutso. So is that where Alex and Dennis live, is Boonville, Pete? I don't even know. I've never been there. They always come up here. I've never been down there. Okay. We keep saying we're going to go down and see him, but we never have done it. So I didn't exactly know which town that they actually were in. But Friday and Saturday, both, I'm curious to see what's going to happen at Barrett this week. Barrett starts tomorrow, I think. Or do they start today? I don't know. I know they're open. I don't know. They think they start selling cars tomorrow. But after seeing what Kissimmee did, it did start today. Okay. I'm curious to see what Barrett's going to do, because I think Kissimmee was extremely strong. I did text Wicks, but I have not heard back from him yet. I'm betting he was probably on an airplane today. I texted him this afternoon, never heard back. So, and I assume I think he was going straight from Kissimmee to Scottsdale. So haven't heard back from him. If we do, we definitely will talk about that next week. But, when you look at Friday and Saturday, it was just 6-figure after 6-figure after 6-figure, and then 7-figure after 7-figure after 7-figure. And it was just insane. I just couldn't, it's like, it just never seemed to end. So, like I said, curious to see what Wicks has to say about it, and get a feel for what he felt as far as what the quality of the cars were that were bringing these kinds of numbers. But yeah, here's this Yenko collection, and you can look this stuff up on Mecum.com. You do have to sign up with your email address. But these Yenko Camaros, 693,000, 462,000, 687,000, 605,000, 522,000, and 1.8 million, and then 1.1 million for a 69 Baldwin motion car. Those are just insane numbers for 69 Camaros. Even though they're Yenkos, that's still crazy. They've got a couple of them working with Wiley, riding with Alex Taylor, and then Hot Rods by Dennis Taylor. Great people. I know them well, great friends. They're awesome. In fact, Dennis and I did a bunch of content when they were here last spring that I never have put together. I actually should probably do that. You guys probably would like to see that. Dennis and I actually have a blast. I don't know why I didn't do that. You guys probably want to see that, right? Dennis was up here. We screwed around. We pulled that cab. Hey, there's Big Rig Brett. I actually, I'm kind of glad that came up. I keep thinking that I need to put that content together, and I keep forgetting to do it. But yeah, we had a blast when Dennis was up here in that spring. Hey, there's David D. And so I need to get that content put together. I need to prioritize that. It's only been like 8 months ago. So, but just watching stuff sporadically off and on Saturday. But this Ferrari collection, I don't think there was hardly anything under $250,000. Even you say the more common stuff, but like the 308s they had, some of the ones that I saw were, early fiberglass cars, which there were just a handful made of. Yeah, you probably will, Neil. I'll try to get that done because we got a ton of stuff. Alex and Meg shot a bunch of it actually and airdropped it to me. So I've got like 30 or 40 clips and we had a ball. So yeah, I actually do need to do that. You may have to remind me once or twice more, but I do need to do something with that because it was fun. So, you say the common cars, but the common cars weren't even common ones because they were low mileage, low production. They had an Enzo, 17,875,000 for the Enzo. It just was nuts. But like I said, they were just all low mileage, clean, real deal. Probably some of the best, I'm guessing, by these numbers. But, several of them were over $1 million. 1.3 million, 6 million, 3.3 million, 2 million, 1.2 million, 3.9 million. I mean, this is just, and everything that isn't over $1 million is 400,000. So that's right, Nate. Exactly what it means. Hey, Steve made it tonight. Yep, Hot Rods by Dennis Taylor is Dennis's channel. Hey, Skippy made it. So I don't know if some of you guys caught a bunch of it. I'm sure they had several 56 Chevy convertibles, Jim. F50, 12.2 million. I have seen some F50s. I was at a dealership 25 years ago or 28 years ago, whatever, when I bought my 308, looking at a 308 that they had, and they had two F50s in there. So like I said, you guys can go through and spend some time on those results if you want. There are tons of stuff to tons and tons and tons of stuff to look at. But I just, like I said, it was just, it didn't seem like there was an end to any of it. 70 Chevelle LS6 convertible, 770,000. So like I said, it didn't seem to be any end to the money. And then, of course, the highlight, the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Like I said, they let it go a lot cheaper than I thought, but still crazy to think about. 2008 Bugatti, 2.3 million. I mean, it was just one after another of 7-figure cars. And it was like craziness. So anyway, guys, you can check that out, flip through some of the results for the whole week. And I would say they had one heck of a sale, to say the least. So onward and upward now. I know. Yeah, I really think they did get a deal at $38 million. And some of these cars, especially these high-end Ferraris like that. I mean, they are essentially, they're like works of art. It's like buying a Picasso. That's kind of what it's like, I think. And it's obviously a whole different world than what I could even imagine, but that's what some of this stuff is. It's like fine works of art, buying a Picasso, buying a Van Gogh. Except I can't understand why they pay that for a Van Gogh, because I can't wrap my brain around impressionists, but I mean they do. And in fact, the crazy part about it is, even though I can't wrap my brain around Van Gogh, one of my favorite paintings of all times is a Van Gogh. So figure that one out, because I can't. But that's kind of how these guys look at this stuff. What did the F40 bring? I missed that when I was flipping through the list. $5.8 million. I'd say that's probably fairly in the money. I mean, it's one of the best ones at 865 miles, but 5.8 million, I'd say that's right in the money for a low mileage F40. Those cars have traded, some of those have traded in the 2 to 4 million within recent history, a few years ago. So pushing 6 million, I'd say that's probably, from there again, I haven't followed the Ferrari market nearly like I did 20 years ago. But that doesn't seem too far out of the money for me. Oh, that one did not have an original motor. Okay, that would make sense then. Bill Dish just showed up. He was just wrapping up the paperwork on the GTO. Okay. Yeah, they're not too worried about gas prices. That's true, Jim. It doesn't mention anything about the motor, but it is a different engine number than the serial number. That is interesting. Good catch, Sean. Yeah, he's a good dude working with Wiley. Dennis is a great guy. We have a lot of fun together. So anyway, what's going on now? Obviously, Barrett Jackson will be on all week. Planning on keeping some of that up. I actually did get my TV set up in the shop. I'll run it off my laptop yesterday. And so I'll probably watch some of Barrett. Since our friend Zach is taking, 21 or 22 cars out there. If you guys have not checked Zach out, Suede Customs, be sure to check him out. Give him a little love there. And check out some of the videos of some of the stuff they have rolling across the block at Barrett Jackson this week. Hey, Ryan's with us on Facebook. Just jump back over to that screen. I had the Kissimmee results up on that computer. Ken from Illinois checking in. Glad you're here, Ken. But curious to see if how Zach does. He did some of the cars that he bought in Kansas City will be at Barrett this week. So, like I said, like we talked about, Zach was hanging out with us in Kansas City with me and Tractor Mike and Tim, Mr. Good Pliers, and like I said, he's brave, sending 21, 22 cars to Barrett, all no reserve, rolling the dice, hoping it works out. And there's some really, really, really good stuff. Resto Mod Freewheel and Bronco with a Coyote in it. That Resto Mod 57 Corvette. I mean, some really, really high-end stuff. And he's just rolling the dice, throwing them out there on the table and hoping they come up a 7. But that's 21 or 22 cars. You're trying to see how many 7s you can hit on the first roll. And that's the thing about Barrett Jackson. It's a one-roll deal. They go up on the block. You throw the dice, and you hope they hit a 7 or 11. And that's basically it. You don't even have a chance to try to hit your point. You got to hit a 7 or 11, or it's over. So kind of curious to see how that goes for him. That's right, Colby. Sometimes they can be. That's what, like we've talked about before, with our good friend Jim Wicks. That's why he's there. That's what he does. That's how he makes a living. You can call that guy. say, hey, can you look at lot number 293? Look it over, make sure it's what it is supposed to be, and he can help you get it bought. That's literally what he does, because you're 100% right. Some of that stuff you just don't know. So that's what he does. So that's what's interesting about that, with the auction side of things, because you do bring up a very, very valid point, because that stuff does happen. Some of those cars are scary. Some of them are put together just for an auction. And so that stuff does happen. And that's what Jim Wicks is there for. So be curious, keep an eye on Barrett this weekend, see how things go for our friend Zach. Check him out, Suede Customs. Subscribe to them. Check out some of the stuff they've got rolling across that are going to be, see if they come up 7s and 11s for Zach. So some of the Rex Museum cars looked staged. Well, most of that stuff didn't run, so they just kind of had to get them there and park them. That's kind of what they had to do with them. Hey, on the breather. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Tractor Mike did find a bunch of them. There was rumors going around that day. Oh, you're right, Mike. Totally. There's a reason they sell alcohol at all those events. There's no doubt about it. Good point, Mark. Boom. Tractor Mike did find them. There were rumor that day when they were selling those cars that there was one guy who bought a bunch of them and was going to send them to another auction. Tractor Mike did find that auction selling January 31st on high bid. Suede Customs. There we go. Suede. Yeah, you got it. I was just getting ready to start typing it in, but that's it. Suede Customs. So, yep, they're in Indiana. They trucked them all to Indiana. You need one of those too, Austin? Or are you just ready for auctions? So hopefully next week we'll know how Zach's cars did. We'll have a chance to talk to Jim Wicks. Appreciate that, Ken. I kind of threw that deal together. I'd never been to SEMA before in my life. And that was the first time I'd ever been there. So I was kind of overwhelmed trying to get some clips. No idea what I was doing, where I was going, what I was seeing. I was just trying to do what I could do. So glad you enjoyed it, Ken. Whoa, hold up. There we go. Check it out from Austin. The first supercharged super chat of the night. Boom. Thanks to Austin for the first supercharged super chat. We got a dozen super chats last Sunday night. That was insane. So I super appreciate it, guys. But we had a dozen super chats last week. Thanks, Austin, for starting us off tonight. Our auctions on here, Colby, is that what we're talking about? So we'll talk about if that's okay. We'll get started on them here in a little bit, and we'll before we get started on them, Colby, we'll go through it all and how we do it. Basically, we're just going to hold something up, and you guys have the opportunity to bid on it while we're on live tonight. But we'll go through all the specifics and the details here. Oh, Austin's ready to start now, so probably here within 5 to 10 minutes, we'll get into some of the auction stuff. We got some cool stuff. License plates, hubcaps, oil cans, horn buttons. Whoa, boom! There it is from Guile the Car Guy, number 2 for the night. Supercharged super chat from Guile the Car Guy. Appreciate that. Boom. And for you guys that haven't been on before, whenever we get a super chat, this is an original side hood badge off for a 1935-1936 Auburn supercharged boat tail speedster. So whenever we get a super chat, we get the supercharged super chat badge out. That's right, Sean. I found something tonight I think Christine's going to really dig too. I was going through some stuff today. I was like, oh, I bet Christine's going to like this. So I got it ready too. So stay tuned. But let's have a Hudson badge in the meantime. Speaking of badges, do you guys want to do the badge before we do the auctions? We got a super killer badge tonight. Yeah, there you go. Some flash auctions. Okay, we can do some of that. Is it a ponytail holder? No, it is not a ponytail holder. I don't think we have something around here that is long or strong enough to hold Christine's ponytail. I don't think that'll happen. I've got all that, Jeff, actually, is if we get that far. I've got story time. Although we don't have a file on this car, even though it's from the era that we're talking about, around 1983, I've got pictures out of the scrapbook because they went into the scrapbook in the time when the car was done. Do not have the file on it because the car is still here. Dad still has the car. I don't think I got one from you, Steven. I do not remember seeing it. I tried to call you back after I got your voicemail the other day, but I don't think I saw that one. Did you PayPal it, Steve? Is that what you did? Because I can jump into PayPal on the other screen here, get it signed in while we're talking. More stinking badges. Okay, let's catch the badge, and then we'll go ahead and do some auction stuff. I did not get a PayPal from you, Steve, if that's what it was. Okay, tonight's badge, this is one we looked at a long time ago. And some of you guys probably have not seen it. So that's why we're recycling some of these, because this thing is amazing. Okay, yeah, I did not see it in there, Steve. So, yeah, if you want to give me a shout tomorrow, we can get it sorted out and get that taken care of. Oh, last week also, real quick before we get too far into anything else, we did not break 1,000 chats last week. We were like 800, like we were 2 weeks before when we broke 1,000 chats. So we'll see if we can pump that number up again tonight. Tonight's badge, this is one that is very rarely seen. There we go, one letter at a time. There you go, Pete. That'll bump those chat numbers up. But tonight's badge, there, Christine's on the same wavelength, is from Rio. The Rio Motor Car Company. However, this badge was only used for about 1.5 years, and it was used in a couple of different configurations. This car was manufactured by the Rio Motor Car Company as a smaller companion car to the Rio Flying Cloud. And I am on one of our favorite websites, AmericanAutoEmblems.com, by the way. Introduced in May of 1927, it was an assembled 50 horsepower 6-cylinder car, offered initially as a Brougham with a cabriolet and sedan styles available in 1928. The brand was discontinued by Rio in December of 28. So, this particular car was literally produced from May of 27 to December of 28, so basically a 1.5 year run. Hey, they're steel ponies. The Rio Wolverine. Check this thing out, guys. This thing is killer. The Rio Wolverine, produced for 1.5 years. Now, there were a couple of different variations of this particular badge. Believe it or not, the car was only produced for 1.5 years, 4 different badges in 1.5 years. Yeah, this one's not for sale for sure. Any of the Wolverine emblems are rare because they only made them for 1.5 years. They made this version with a black 6. They made a version with the blue background and a white 6. Hey, there's Kenny. Most people have never seen it. We kind of flipped when we found it. They made two slightly different versions with the white 6. And then they also made one that was a red background with a white 6. Hey, there's John Anderson. So that's what's kind of crazy about it is in a year and a half, they used 4 different badges, none of which are very common today at all. 2728, Joe. That figures, Vic. As soon as you sign on, you're supposed to go to airplane. Well, I'm glad you made it for a second. But yeah, Joe, this was 2720, May of 27 through December of 28 was when the Wolverine was built. So, pretty interesting piece. It is about the same size as most of these badges. It is about 2 3/4 by 2. So with the wingspan, it's 2 3/4. It's 2 inches tall, but literally shows the Wolverine crawling through the 6, denoting the 6-cylinder engine for the Rio Wolverine. How about a Hudson badge? I know something Austin hasn't seen in a while. I'm surprised he hasn't been saying anything about it. We haven't brought out the big guns lately. Since we're on badges and everybody's thirsty, how about bringing up the big gun? Oh, yeah, look at that one. This is another one that you don't see very often. So we get this one out every once in a while. We want to bring out the big guns. When the little Auburn badge just doesn't quite do it, we get out the big guns. Hey, there's Balin Wire. That's it. That's right, Mark. It is the big kahuna. The tall boy of badges. It is definitely that. The 1934 Auburn Salon 12-cylinder front bumper emblem. Production on the 34 Salons. Hey, Wake Up made it tonight. Yep, I know. That's why I thought we better whip it out. The and when you talk about kind of why you don't see these very often, the Salons were made. There's a little bit of question on the cabriolets. They built 8 Phaetons, and some people say 4 cabriolets, some people say 6 cabriolets. So somewhere between 12 and 14 cars were produced that used this particular badge. Pretty cool piece. Hadn't seen it in a while. Figure you guys would appreciate it. So, are you ready, Austin? Pete's already setting his sights. Are we ready to do auctions? We're ready to roll into that? Or do we want to catch brochures or something else real quick? You guys tell me what you want to do. We're born ready. All right, everybody's sighting in, ready to rock and roll. You guys on Facebook are ready to go? Let me rearrange over here, get the pile scooched around, and we'll get ready to rock and roll on some auctions. Got a few more guys on Facebook than we typically have had in the past over the last couple of weeks. So you guys on YouTube may have a little competition on Facebook tonight. Let's see. Oh yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Jeff. I forgot to bring that up. Did you guys see the short on the bombers that flew over last week? That was pretty cool. Those do fly over occasionally. Okay. Okay, let's see. Hi, Andy made it. Rusty Oakie's here. Actually, no, I did not bid on the tank, Jeff, but I did think about it. I was watching that sale. I actually sent pictures to Addie. She's like, you better be in. I was like, I don't really know how to ship a tank back from Florida. Hey, Jeff's here with us on Facebook. It looked like a great deal. I was kind of surprised. 42 grand, pick up your own tank. It was tempting. I ain't gonna lie. But that would have been pretty cool to buy a tank just because then you got a tank. And you say you got a tank and you go drive your own tank because it's a tank. So I did see that, Jeff. I didn't bid on it, but man, it'd be cool to have a tank. It's just all I got to say. It'd be cool to have a tank. Let's see. You want to be on the T-Bird valve cover? Yeah, well, I tell you what, the raffle has actually been a little bit weak so far this month. In fact, we'll burn through that in a little bit. We'll give away a few extra entries tonight as well. So, yeah, I was thinking about it too, but it would be cool to have a tank. But I don't know what you do with it, but it'd still be cool to say you had a tank. Okay, let's get ready for some auctions. And since Colby was asking about it, there's probably a few other guys on here aren't sure. The raffle ends. You're right. Exactly. Jeff, like Jeff said, everybody needs a good tank. Why not, right? A couple more weeks. I don't remember what date we put on it, but a couple more weeks. So yeah, I think we should have 2 more weeks left on it. In fact, I think that's right because next time will be the 25th. Yeah, because the 31st, I think, was in the middle of the week. Or no, the 31st is on a Friday, so we'll give it away on the 1st. 2 more weeks. Yeah, 2 more weeks on the raffle. That's true, Jeff. That would be fun. But occasionally I do like get a Toyota or a Honda in or something. It would be fun to have a tank around when you had one of those come in the gate. Just saying. So anyway, for Colby and anybody else that's new here, here's how our auctions work. I have a pile of stuff here of all kinds of coolness. Man cave type stuff, license plates, hubcaps, emblems, badges, horn buttons, oil cans, that type of related stuff. And as an example, I'll hold up the piece. We're not selling the Auburn badge, but I'll hold up the piece. We'll talk about that particular piece. We'll talk about that particular car. I'll point out any damage that the piece may have. We'll give you some dimensions on it so you know what size it is, especially on some of the emblems and things like that. As we're doing that, as we're talking about it, as we're going through the description, if it's something you're interested in, you want to go throw ahead and throw a bid in out there, just throw a bid up on the screen. Hold dollar amounts only. The gathering of the nobody, Steve, or the next live yard walk. So as we're talking about the piece, if you want to go ahead and throw a bid in out there, that way I know where we're at. After we get done with the description, I use the timer on my phone. I will hit start on the timer. We will go 90 seconds. I'll tell you when 30 seconds are passed. I'll tell you when 60 seconds are passed. When my phone hits 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will announce the high bidder based on what I see on my 2 screens. I've got Facebook over here, YouTube over here. So I'm keeping an eye on both screens. So I may read a bid that you don't see because it's on the other computer. However, everybody has a delay, and sometimes you're not seeing what I'm seeing, so we go based on what I can see. 30 seconds is now gone. At the end, when I see 130 on my phone, I will announce the bidder based on what I see on those 2 screens. Most of this stuff, shipping is included in the 48 states. If there is something that is not included in the 48 states, there's going to be additional shipping. We will announce that at that point. The gathering is May 16th, Steve. The weekend of May 16th is when we have planned for the gathering of the nobodies, and pushing almost 20 people signed up already. So coming together nicely. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, Steve, be sure to get with me or whatever. Or, you can give me a holler And if you want to get signed up for that also. So anyway, shipping is included in the 48 states in the continental U.S. If you're not in the U.S. and you still want to play, that's fine. However, you will have to find a way to get me paid in U.S. funds, as well as you will be responsible for non-U.S. shipping. This thing kind of feeds itself. I find cool stuff, and I use the proceeds from this to buy more cool stuff. We get to shipping stuff out of the country. You can spend a ton of money shipping a small package, and then that kind of torpedoes the project for everybody. So, thought to the auctions. You thought about keys. I got keys everywhere. Yeah, we could do something like that. That's right, Kyle. The Gathering of the Nobodies working with Wiley, May 16th, the weekend of May 16th. A lot of guys will start coming in on May 15th. We have a whole weekend planned for all the viewers that want to come in, hang out, meet everybody that hangs out here every Sunday night in person. Go through, check out the yard, tour the yard. We've got Pete's got an email that describes it all. If you could throw your email up there again, Pete, I'd appreciate it. And you bet, Colby, no problem. In fact, I'm going to throw that up on the Facebook feed as well for you guys on Facebook. You can actually send Pete an email. He manages that email list for us and helps put a lot of this together. So huge shout out to Pete for all that work. Make sure I got that typed in right. Okay. There is Pete's email address for you guys on Facebook. If you would like to send him an email and get the entire breakdown of with the whole plans, and you want to get signed up, that's great. We will have lunch at the yard. I got a buddy who's a master at smoking meats. He whipped up a killer brisket for us last year. We'll have some sort of a little gift. We've done custom oil cans the last couple of years. So we have a lot of fun with it. We check out some of my good cars, Dad's good cars. We have just kind of make a whole weekend out of it for you new guys. So you can send Pete an email, get on the list. Once you've paid your entry fee of $25, which includes your lunch for Saturday at the yard, then then he has another separate email list for those people that is a priority type email list. Hanging out at the brewery. Travis is here with us. My buddy owns the brewery here in town. He lets us use their party room Friday and Saturday night. Last year on Saturday night, he whipped up some automotive-based interactive trivia for us. Had a lot of fun with that. So it worked out well. This is the third time of the third annual Gathering of the Nobodies for you guys that haven't been on before. Yeah, that's right. Wake up. Yep, we hang out at the brewery both nights. So, plus Lumpy's is right across the parking lot if you want to run over there and grab something to eat. Flatlander's Pizza will not be there this year. They are out of town. Gambino's Pizza is right next door to the brewery because the brewery is a bring your own food deal. So they usually have a food truck, but Gambino's Pizza, Lumpy's is all right around it. So, yep, just found that out, Pete. They're going to be in Colorado that weekend. Yeah, hopefully you can make it back this year, Kenny. It was great seeing you last year. But everybody seems to have a good time. Last year, we did shake it up a little bit. There was actually an auction, a live auction that morning. Our friends at Car Auction Real Estate had an auction that day that had some oil cans and memorabilia type stuff. So we actually headed over there first thing on Saturday morning. I thought Balin Wire was lost. I didn't think Balin Wire was ever coming back from the auction, but he did finally show up. His truck was full, but he did finally show back up. So, yeah, we've always had a pretty good time doing it. So, anyway, let's start digging through these piles and see what we've got. Awesome working. That we've had a good time with it, so he might still be paying the auction bill. Holy cow. I mean, he was full. The back seat was full. The back of the pickup was full. He was full everywhere. That'd be awesome, Jeff. Hope you can. Hey, Big Job made it. Yeah, I don't blame you, Big Job. You definitely got to do that. So we'll start off with a couple of more cheaper items here. Everybody kind of gets a feel for the timing. You guys might want to hit refresh. Obviously, we do know that we have delays, so you may want to go ahead and hit refresh to make sure we get everything caught up to speed. Connie's here with us. And we'll go ahead and get rolling to the auctions tonight. We got some fun stuff. All right. First item up for bids tonight. License plate from up north. Guy was ready to go. From our friends in the great state of Illinois. 1952. This thing is 74 years old from the Rust Belt. And look how clean this plate is. Orange background, black letters. Tries to orange, black, blue, black, red. Yep, screwed it all up. Nice looking plate. It's kind of weird. It's got these Illinois plates from the 50s are very, very thin. Mark starting us off at 10. And what's kind of odd, they're super thin, but when we look at these lines in this thing, it's actually got like some extra stampings in it, I think, for rigidity. That's true. Wake up. I think a lot of us could say that. So, but like I said, they're super thin, but I think they did like some extra stampings in these for rigidity to kind of hold them together. This is basically a standard size plate. Well, a little bit small, 11 1/4 by about 5 5/8. So it's only about 11 1/4 by 5 5/8. We've got Mark at 10. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer on the 1952 Illinois license plate. Yep, it is actually steel. That's true. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Oh, I missed Christine's 12. I got Christine at 12. Yep. I did miss that. It scrolled too quick. Hey, Michael Gagol is here with us. That's right, Joe. It would look great with a Phillips 66 sign. Christine at 12, 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Ticking away, coming out of the end. Christine at 12. That's true. You're right. 13 with Jesse. You're true. That is very true, Skippy. Jesse at 13. We're just about to wrap it up. Matt 15. Luke 15. 18 with David D. And that does it. David D at 18. That got real interesting. 18 with David D. All right. Kind of got. All right. Let's do an emblem next. Just do this as a single, but it's kind of a different one. There again, not a high dollar piece, but we're kind of getting things started. There were shots from every direction, Steel Ponies. There's no doubt about it. I think this is off of an old Wagoneer. We've never had one of these badges before. I don't know if it's worth $5 or $25, but I think it's off of an old Wagoneer. Check this out. Like a 60s, early 70s era Jeep Wagoneer. Kind of a cool piece. It does have some pitting in it, but the pitting it's weird. It's kind of down in the low spots. And where the letters are at, it's pretty nice and clean. The studs are broke on this. It was a stud mount. This is a real deal metal emblem. Actual pop metal. So kind of a neat piece, something kind of different. Let me give you a dimension on it. We'll get this on the timer. 6 1/4 by, what is that? About 1.5 inches. So a little over 6 inches long. Guile at 15 on the Jeep emblem. And we are rolling on the timer. 29 with Wake Up. Must be a Jeep fan. Very good point, Kevin. We haven't talked about that in a while, and I do need to do that. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. If you guys want to tack on a few bucks for Pioneer Village, we do sponsor some vehicles up there as well. I've got to get back on that project since Will left. I need to get a hold of the new director and have a conversation with him. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Kevin. I'd kind of forgot. We haven't talked about that in the last few weeks. Wake Up at 29. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. This might be over. Wake Up's out there swinging hard on this one. It is kind of a cool, if you're a Jeep guy, it's a pretty cool piece. Coming down towards the end. I guess we'll go ahead and let it time out. And there may be somebody out there getting ready to snipe him, but just about ready to wind it up. And that will do it. Wake Up at 29. Let's catch our first horn button of the night. We'll we'll start with a little bit rougher one, but it's a little rougher, but it's really cool. It actually I cleaned it up a little bit, and it came out with a really super cool look. Almost didn't know if I was going to mess with taking it out. Pioneer Village in Minden, Nebraska. One of the absolutely most amazing collections in the country. Been called multiple times the Smithsonian of the West. 300 plus vehicles, as well as everything else you can think of, from tubas to toasters, in chronological order. I've got a Pioneer Village playlist on the channel. Please check it out. We do support them quite a bit, and we do a lot of content with them, and have had a great working relationship with them over the last few years. So check that out on the channel. Perfect Wiley, that place is awesome. So yes, we do work with them. We have, I think, 5 vehicles there sponsored by the Nobodies of Nobody show, and that's all from your guys' donations that I gather up and then take up there to help sponsor. So but check it out. It's amazing. If you haven't been there, you need to be there. They are working on the hotel. Once the hotel is open, there's been a lot of talk about having a Nobody's gathering up there as well. So on to the first horn button tonight. I thought, this thing looked kind of rough, so I almost didn't take it off. Now I'm really glad I did after I cleaned it up a bit. This is 1954 First Series 55 Chevy truck, and it had a bunch of surface rust on it, and I cleaned it up a little bit, and it just came up with enough sheen to make it look absolutely super cool. Check this one out for our Chevy guys. It's got surface rust on it, but it has just enough sheen left from the chrome to make it look super cool. Now, this background area was painted black. We still have some black paint in that area. It's just a push-in, snap-in button in the center of the steering wheel. It is about 3 3/8 in diameter on this Chevy truck horn button. So anyway, who's going to get us rolling on that? Let's sell the Chevy truck horn button. $15 with Kevin L. $10 with Austin. And if you guys have your oil can books handy, you might want to grab those as well. We do have some cans tonight that are in the book. 30 seconds gone. Kevin at 15. Steve with 10. And I've got Kevin at 15 already on Facebook, or excuse me, on YouTube. I wonder if you're got a bad delay, Steve, because that was really late. So you might want to refresh on Facebook as well. Kevin at 15 at this point. As we hit the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Kevin at 15. Ticking away. Kevin at 15. Keeping an eye on things. It may get interesting here in just a few seconds as we come down to the end. 22 with Pete. And that does it. Kevin L. came back at 25, and it was at 131. 1 second quicker, and Pete would have got beat out. But unfortunately for me, because I lost out on $3, it was Pete. Kevin was shooting, and it was close. I mean, he was coming right back. Just did not. It was literally 1 second too late. Don't worry, Kevin. We got some other cool horn buttons tonight, too, because I know you like those. All right. Everybody got their can book ready? Page 31 in your can book. Can number 486, Kindle Dual Action Motor Oil. Now, this is a composite can. This is actually when they started making them cardboard instead of metal. Now, can 486 actually says see notes for variations. There's 3 different variations of this. When you look down at the notes, this was the division of Whitco. This says on the back, division of Whitco, right here on the back of this can. Lots of hearts. So the division of Whitco, and there again, we're saying this is a cardboard composite can, but it does have the older logo where it says Kindle, not just the fingers. Hey, glad you made it, Savage. That puts this can 66 to 72, according to the book. So, even though it's a composite, it's 60 years old. Can number 486 in the book, Kindle Dual Action Motor Oil. Now, we can see the white stripe here where it lost some of the color. This is where it was rolled on. It does have some other splotching back here on the back side of the can. But the front side, where you're going to have it sitting so you can see it, looks pretty decent. Kindle Dual Action 1 quart round. It is punched on the top, but it is the original. Page 31. No, excuse me, 51. 51. I seen that wrong. Page 51. My bad, guys. Page 51, can 486. Kindle Dual Action Motor Oil. And you guys that do not have oil can books yet, if you want them, I will probably be seeing Tom in about a month. I do need to get one for Mark Kirk. If you do not have one of these and you do want to get one, let me know. And whatever is paid for, I can have Tom bring with him and catch here in about a month. So anyway, let's get rolling on this 1966 to 72 era Kindle Dual Action Motor Oil composite quart, can 486 in the book. Keep your book handy. We do have, if we get to them all, we'll have some more cans out of the book tonight as well. So let's roll on this one. We're live on the timer, and here we go. Ten with Christine. 12 with Austin. 18, Gal the Car Guy. We're past the 30-second mark. I missed that, guys. Coming up on 1 minute. 18 with Gal the Car Guy. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. $18 with Guile is my high bid. 20 was Steve. 20 was Steve on Facebook. And that does it. 20 was Steve on Facebook. Those are pretty cool ones. One thing about these composite cans, even though they've traditionally not been as collectible as the steel ones, these things are not going to last. These things will literally just decompose and fall apart. So finding decent ones is going to be harder on these. So I've got a lot of composite cans. I don't think it's a bad idea at all to grab composite cans, especially super cool ones like this. And we got a few more cans coming tonight too if we get that far. Last week's videos. Oh, man. Did you guys catch composites and clears? Yep. There you go, Christine. 42 with a 42. Now, did you guys catch the Dodge truck video last week? The 41 to 47. The title says that particular one's a 41, but it doesn't have the strips on the grill that a lot of the 41s did. So I thought it might be a 46, but back then it was kind of whatever. They weren't too picky about it. Billy Bowen stopping by tonight. They couldn't, back then the VIN number didn't really tell you for sure what year it was. So Pete remembers seeing it. Pretty neat old truck at, oh, no kidding. Exactly, Big John. You can just pay cash for Greenland. So if you guys remember the Dodge truck video from last week, we've got something from the Dodge truck. We have the exact license plate off of that truck as well as one of the hood emblems. So this is the plate from the truck. It's been a little bit. Salina 1964. Last time it was tagged. And this is one of the side hood emblems. These are pop metal badges. This one, 2 of the studs did break when I took it off. Not in bad shape. Otherwise, it doesn't look too bad for its age. It is about 8 inches long on the Dodge. And it is about 1.25 inches tall. So about 8 inches long, 1.25 inches tall. It is kind of ridged along here. So, anybody wanting his souvenirs off of the Dodge truck from last week's videos? Come on. Let's go ahead and get this one rolling. What do you guys think on the Dodge stuff? $11 with Christine. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Christine at 11, the only bidder we've got. $13 with Colby. $15 with Hubcap. We're ticking away down to the end. Hubcap at 15. Couple seconds left, and that does it. Hubcap at 15. Kenny had a 17 just after that. All right, we haven't done a cap yet tonight. We better slide a cap in, right? This, I think, is early 70s. Something a little different. I don't know if you guys are going to like this or not. Steve had a 14 that popped up. So, hubcap at 15 on that one. Okay, this is, I don't know if you guys are going to like this cap or not. It's kind of plain, but that's also kind of what makes it different. I know we've never done one of these before. I think this is early 70s Mercury. Is it like maybe like for a comet or something? Typical tings and dents in it. It is a stainless cap, one-piece stainless cap. This is all stamped in it. The Mercury symbol was, if you guys can still see some of it in there, it was black down in the indented areas originally. This is all stamped in it, this center circle. This particular cap is just over 11 and an eighth. So, like I said, it's almost kind of plain, but it's almost kind of what makes it stand out a little bit. So curious to see what you guys think. Do we have any Mercury fans out there? We have any bids on it? We throw it back in the box and mix it up with some other stuff later. Just curious as to what you guys think on the Mercury cap. Since it's something a little bit different, I didn't know quite what to think. Thought I'd check with you. Apparently no Mercury fans was. Oh, there we go. Kevin L is 10. All right, we'll go ahead and start with it. We'll roll with it. We'll see if anybody else wants to bid. Mark at 5. We got Kevin at 10. Yeah, I'm thinking it's early 70s is what I'm thinking. With a calendar, yeah. 12 with Andy. Coming up on the 30-second mark. 30 seconds gone. Rusty Okie at 12. 70 to 77. Okay. So I was pretty close. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Andy at 12. $15 was Steven. $18 with Guile the Car Guy. Few seconds left. I've got 18 with Guile the Car Guy. And that does it. Guile the Car Guy at 18. Okay, I promise you guys, I found something cool for Christine. So this should be interesting. We'll see what happens on this one. Because I think Christine's going to dig this. But I don't know if some of you other guys might too, because this is kind of a colorful lot. We're actually going to sell 3 license plates in one group. Okay? You're getting all 3 plates for one bid. The first one, we'll go backwards, starting with 1973, especially if you're a Packers fan, for the green and gold, number 42. This is a pretty nice plate, good shape front and back. Good looking plate. Standard size 12 by 6. The state of Kansas is stamped in the corner, not cut out. Number 42 on the 73 plate. Backing up to 1972, we also have number 42. 42 was black and white in 72. Standard size plate, similar to the 73, just all stamped in there. Good condition on this one as well. And one more, but going to 1967, once again, number 42. 67 was a light blue plate with white lettering. This one does have a little bit of paint loss on the corner, but overall still pretty decent looking. The 72, somebody actually scratched 72 in the middle of it. I don't know why they did that. But anyway, I figure we just do them all as one batch. One shot deal. We're going to keep all three of them together. And you're going to get, the winning bidder is going to get the entire set. So, here we go. We're live and we are on the timer. Christine at 75. Which really sounds like a lot, but it's $25 a plate. She is not messing around. But realistically, like I said, it's $25 a piece. So it's not, when you break it out by 3, 30 seconds gone. One minute gone, 30 seconds left. We'll see if anybody's going to tangle with her. Dennis at 80. Like I said, it's not that much per plate when you're getting 3 of them. Dennis at 80. We're past the 1 minute mark. We're coming down to the end. We just got a few seconds left. Is Christine going to get another shot in? 90 with Christine. And that does it. There's the 130. 90 with Christine. The Dennis was in there swinging. Okay. Let's catch another horn button for our Ford friends. This one, the plastic backing, this was a twist in, and they snapped out of this one. But it's kind of a cool button. Check this one out. Ford script with 5 stars, stainless cap, plastic base, which is broke. I'm sure this background was painted some sort of a color, but almost looks like a mirror now. You can see my webcam's right there. See, I'm looking at you and you're looking at me. Rusty Okie at 15. And it is 3 1/4 in diameter on this little Ford button. So 3 1/4 in diameter. This is actually out of a 62 Ford COE. 20 was Sean. 25 with Guile. Good looking piece. We got some cool horn buttons coming up, guys. Just past the 30-second mark, 25 with Guile. 30 was Sean. One minute gone, 30 with Sean. Steve's over here bidding on Facebook as well. Our high bidder right now is 30 with Sean, though. Ticking away, coming down to the end. 35 with Guile. 36 with Sean. And that does it. 36 with Sean. Pete had a 36 as well, but Sean was first. Guile had a 38 that was too late. Sean at 36. And just so, since we've got some new guys on tonight, we have not done any flash auctions. We will do one of those here pretty quick. Flash auctions means I throw something up, we hit the timer, and we go 60 seconds. They just kind of shake things up a bit. So you guys that are new, if I say flash auction, we're going 60 seconds. When I throw it up, we're hitting the button, and we're going 60 seconds. And that's just the way it's going to be. At the end of 60 seconds, we're done. Boom, 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 boom. That quick. So you guys know that's what we talk about when we do flash auctions. Like right about like right now, okay? Flash auction on whatever this is. You're getting this, whatever this is, in this envelope. It is a brand new license plate. Here we go. We're live. We're going. You're getting this plate in the envelope. We'll look at it if you want to after the fact. 60 seconds. We're on the timer. 10 with Mary. 15. 10. 15. We're hung up at 15. We're almost to the 30-second mark. You're getting whatever's in this envelope. It's a brand new license plate. 25. 30 seconds are gone. 30 seconds left to go. I've got 25 with Travis on whatever this plate is. 25 with Travis. We're ticking away. We're coming down to the end. We're only going 60 seconds. 25 with Travis. Any more advances? 27 with Mary. Few seconds left. 30 with Steven. 30 with Travis. I got Steven at 30 first. And that does it. Steven at 30. I had him right before Travis. All right, Steven's call. Do we open it or do you want to save it for you? Let's see what Steven wants to do. We want you to open it or not? Drum roll. Let's see what Steve wants to do. It's his call. It's his plate. Steve says open it. Okay, you do all get to see it. Now, I do peek inside of these just to make sure the paint's not all falling off of them, but I don't take them out till we do the unveiling. All right, here we go. This is what Steven got. Trailer, 1963, number 33. There it is. Good looking piece. We'll do one. We'll do one more flash auction probably before we're over tonight. It's fun to do with these new plates. I got all kinds of new plates. They're just scattered everywhere. I got boxes and piles, and they're all mixed up and mismatched and different stacks and wrong boxes. And check that out from Kevin L. Another supercharged super chat. Thanks to Kevin L. hitting us with our third super chat of the night. Appreciate that, guys. Okay, what are we going to do next? How about a can? Get our can books out again if you got your can book handy. See if I can get the page right this time. Page 73 in your can book. Somebody else is going to get to check one off of their list in their can book here very shortly. Once again, this is a composite can. On page 73, can number 811. 1974 Phillips 66. 50 years old. Whoa, check it out. Another supercharged super chat from Travis. Boom. We got to whip the supercharged super chat badge out again. Boom. Thanks to Travis for another supercharged super chat this evening. Appreciate that, Travis. Yes. Back to the can book. The Phillips 66. This is 1974. This does have the lid on it. It has two small holes in the lid. Condition on this is pretty darn nice, considering it's hard to believe these cans are 50 years old. They do not last. They will literally decompose and fall apart if they're not stored properly. So finding some of these in this condition at this point is kind of getting to be tough. Now, when this book was written, obviously these prices are well over 20 years old. A lot of these composite cans at that point were $5 to $10. Obviously, but at that point they weren't that old. Now they're twice as old as they were then. And obviously it's a little bit different story. Can number 811, who wants to check this one off in their book? And let's get started on the Phillips 66 composite can from 1974. Right down here at the bottom in the can Bible. Guile at 10. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Coming up on 1 minute. Guile at 10. $12 with Mary. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. $12 with Mary. $17 with Guile. Ticking away, coming down to the end. I've got 17 with Guile with a few seconds left to go. And that does it. 17 with Guile, the car guy. Mary had an 18 right after that. As well as Mark. Guile, the car guy, at 17. Yeah, you can call on Saturdays, Andy. That's not a problem. And you can call me up. I'll answer till about 8 o'clock in the evening as well. Don't call me after 8 because I'm trying to get my day wound down at that. But you can call me up till about 8. Let's catch another cat. This is a pretty cool one. Early 50s Oldsmobile with the Earth on it. This is 51, 52, 53 era. These are pretty good looking caps. This is actually, the symbol that Oldsmobile was using with the whole globe or the whole earth in it. Whoa, hold up. Right there, another supercharged super chat from David D. Thanks, David D, for another supercharged super chat this evening. Boom, David D. I don't hang up at 8:01, but I don't want to answer at 8:01, that's for sure. Which I know sounds kind of odd, but if I am still taking calls at 8:15, 8:30, I can't be out of here by 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And that's when I try to be done, is between 9 and 10. If I'm still on the phone at 8:30, then it ain't going to happen. Jeff, that is one thing I didn't get for tonight was a promo. I got story time, brochure, all that stuff, but did not get a promo, Jeff. So anyway, back to our little Oldsmobile cap. This was a steel background. This one actually has some rust damage up here, but it's all intact. I mean, you're going to hang it on the wall anyway, so it's fine. You see where this chrome cap is pressed over the steel base. This is all stamped in it. The area around the globe was originally white. 10 with Christine. And it is about 10 1/4 in diameter on the Oldsmobile cap. It's not extremely heavy, no. 1 or 2 pounds maybe. It's really not that heavy, Jeff. So, Christine at 10, we're on the timer, and let's go with the Oldsmobile cap. $12 with Kevin Brown. 15 with John. 15 with Mary. A lot of people jumping in on this. We'll see where it goes. 30 seconds gone. Balin Wire's back. $25 with Steven. $27 with Guile the Car Guy. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Several different bidders on this one, but of course it's a cute little cap too. 27 with Guile the Car Guy. $30 with Mary. About ready to wrap it up. Just a couple seconds left. 30 with Mary. And that does it. 30 with Mary. That's a cool cap. You'll like that one. Hey, there's Mark Kirk. Okay, where's our horn button people at? This is kind of a cool one. I think you guys are going to dig this. Give it a little bit more polish in here. All right, where's our horn button guys at? Check this one out. This is 1946 to 1948 era. Plymouth. Check this dude out. Now, this is an actual pot metal, chrome-plated pot metal surround with a plastic insert. This is all actually cast in there. The coloring has a little bit of fading, but you can see the ship, the blue ocean, the Plymouth against the black background. Pretty cool piece. Now, if we turn it around, we look at the backside, we can see where this is all actually cast in. None of this is, it's not just painted. This is all cast into the piece when that plastic was made. Now, the chrome bezel on the outside, it does have a little bit of pitting and stuff in it. It's not broken or chipped or cracked. Mary started us off at 15. These ridges are it's all cast into the pot metal. But these are a good looking piece. Diameter on this particular button is about 4 3/8. 46 to 48 Plymouth. About 4 3/8 in diameter on the 46 to 48 Plymouth, 46 to 48 era Plymouth horn button. I've got Mary at 15, and let's go with it. $30 seconds left to go. Just Mary. I got a feeling this might get interesting, guys. We're going to find out here in a little bit. Mary at 15. And it is crickets. Mark, 39. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Mark at 39. We're ticking away. We're ticking away. Mark at 39. $43 with Pete. And that did it. Kevin L came in 1 second too late again. 43 with Pete. And at 131, Kevin L had a 45. Okay. How about we do flash auction? Flash auction on this. Go. This is a small plate. This is a motorcycle plate. It is. I'm going to give you a dimension because it's smaller. About 8.5 by 4. 8.5 by 4. On this one, it is a motorcycle. Brand new in the package. You guys like motorcycle plates? 15, 15. Jesse and Totally VW both at 15, 16, 17 with Austin. 17 with Mark Deline. I've got 17 with Austin as my high bidder at this point. 30 seconds gone. 20 with Jesse. We're just past the halfway point. 22 with Austin. 20 with Steve, but I got 22 already over here with Austin. Ticking away, coming down to the end. 30 with Big Job. Just about ready to wind this one down. I got 30 with Big Job. A few seconds left to go. And that does it. 30 with Big Job. Okay, do we open it? Yes, okay. Here we go. You ready? Good idea. Boom. $1968. Yeah, good looking piece. Back looks just as nice. Good looking piece. Excited for big job on that one. Hey, there's Hippie. All right, what else do we want to do yet tonight? You guys about ready to wrap up? You want to squeeze in one or two more pieces before we get to the brochure and story time, things like that? What do you think? Got another horn button laying right here. We could probably do that. But I got a little bit of everything. I got one more cap. I've got more plates, some other state plates, more horn buttons, a couple more cans, more. Okay. Shockingly. Another flash auction. Okay, we can do another one of those. Jeff's ready for story time. So I got one more horn button laying here. We can do one more flash auction after we do this horn button. And then we can catch story time. Mark just says all of it. We ain't going to get through all this tonight, guys. I know that. Nice, big job. All right, got a horn button laying right here, so we're going to do it because it's literally sitting in front of me right now. So we're going to sell it. For our bow tie friends, I do not have any Bricklins, no. 64 F100 manuals. I don't know if I've got any stuff on that or not, Colby. I'm not sure. Steve wants to do another can. Okay. We can do that. We can do... Okay, we'll do a horn button, a can, and one more flash. How's that sound, guys? Then we'll get on to story time for you guys that want to catch that stuff. How's that sound? Sound like a plan? Okay, here we go. Horn button. This is 67, 68 era Chevrolet Chevelle. Not a bad looking piece for being 50 plus years old, pushing 60 years old. Obviously nice, clean plastic center. This is a metal bezel around it that holds it. You'll see on the back side where this is all cast into the plastic as well. Mary at 35 coming out swinging. Big job at 30. Holy cow. Everybody's swinging hard on this one right out of the gate. Let me give you a dimension on it here real quick. It is about 3 5/8 in diameter. This is kind of sunk in. It kind of slopes down here. Plastic looks nice and clear. Let's get this on the timer. 35 with Mary on the Chevelle horn button. And then we're going to do the can and a flash auction. And then we will 40 with Travis, 45 with Mary. And then we will get on to story time. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. That I'm not sure about. It may have. I'm not sure, Balin Wire. There you go. Big job. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Mary at 45. It is a heavy Chevy duel. That is exactly right. But it's just about ready to wrap up. Mary at 45, just a couple seconds left, and that does it. Mary at 45. Kevin now had a 55 after that. Kevin's going to have, you need about 3 seconds quicker, buddy. I mean, it's like, all right. I one more can. This also is a composite. I don't have any metal ones in the lots tonight, but I thought this one was really cool. It is full, so I will drain it if I have to ship it. Any chance you would auction a horn butt from a 70s Trans Am? I can look around and see how many I've got left. I don't know if those are a kind of a rubbery button with a plastic center in them. Yeah, that's right. Good job. So I don't know what I've got left laying around for those. I got a Trans Am problem. We're all well aware of that, but so I got Trans Am stuff laying everywhere, but so we'll do one more composite can, then we'll squeeze a flash auction in. Like I said, this is full. It is new old stock. I will have to drain it if I have to ship it. If it goes into a box that's being picked up, I'll let you have it full. I just can't ship it full of oil. But I like this one. I don't know how rare it is, but the graphics are amazing on it, and I love it. It is motor oil, and it's listed as motor oil. And it even says 15,000 miles between changes, which I don't quite understand. But check this one out from our friends at Scientifically Treated Petroleum, STP Motor Oil. Like I said, I don't know if these cans are rare. I know I haven't seen that many of them. The colors are amazing on them. Problem or opportunity? Good point. That's a good way to put it, Jeff. It has STP on the top, STP on the front, the blue, the red, the white. I don't understand the 15,000 miles between oil changes, but it says it. But regardless, I think it's a great looking can. It is not in the book, so I don't have an age on it for sure. It does have a barcode on it, so I'm guessing it is probably, oh yeah, it does. It is actually dated 1983. So 30 with guile. So this thing is actually 43 years old. 1983 right there. So it's 43 years old. It is new old stock. It is composite, but there again, these I think are going to be harder to find. Balin wire at 40, but great looking can. I mean, it really is a sharp can with great colors. 1 quart. Let's get this thing going on the timer. Balin wire at 40. It is in great display condition. And who doesn't recognize STP? Only this is their motor oil. Stop teasing the Polacks. 45 with Travis. 32 with Steve. I got 45. I got 48 with Balin wire. A 42. You saw a 42 on there somewhere? $48 with Balin wire. 49 with Travis. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 42 Steve. I got 49 with Travis on YouTube. 52 with Balin wire. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. 52 with Balin wire. 53 with Mary. Mary at 53, about ready to wrap this one up. 56 with Balin wire. 56 with baling wire. We got a few seconds left. Anybody else going to be able to sneak in on baling wire at 56? 50 with Steven. I got 56 over here with baling wire, and that does it. Baling wire at 56. Mary had a 58. Baling wire had a 58. Baling wire at 56 is who I had at the end. That one got interesting, but man, it's a sharp can. It is. Don't tell me that thing ain't sharp. Ain't good looking. That's right. It was definitely not sold at a dealership. Yeah, we talked about that, hippie. Yeah, I didn't have anything. So, Steve had a 57 in there. Mary had a 58. They just all came in just a hair too late. Okay, I won't drain it. Yeah, in fact, Tony, get with me on that stuff so we can, even if you want to pick it up later, let's get 2025 stuff wrapped up. So, yeah, no problem, hippie. That brings us up to one more thing, a flash auction for whatever this is. And go. We're live on the timer, 60 seconds on whatever is in this envelope. It is a regular size license plate, 25 with Austin, 20 with Wiley. Full size, this is car, truck, trailer, something like that. Regular size plate, not a motorcycle type plate. 35 with Travis. Coming up on the 30-second mark, 38 with Austin. 30 seconds gone. 30 seconds left to go. 40 with Wiley. $50 with Travis. 30 with Steven. I got 50 with Travis. A couple seconds left to go. 52 with Austin. Almost to that 60-second mark. I had Austin at 52 first. 55 with Travis. And that does it. 55 with Travis. All right. Okay, that one got interesting. So, do you want to see it, Travis, or not? That's up to you. Is that your first win, Travis, or have you got stuff? Have you won some stuff before? Open it up. All right. Here we go. All right, first win. Congratulations. If you got any questions about payment, you can always call me tomorrow. Check, money order, PayPal, friends and family, whatever works for you. Another trailer. 66. Number 60. 2-digit number 60 from 1966. This one has a tiny bit of surface rust along the edge. But, man, look at that thing. Sharp. These things are beautiful. Rolling sixes. That's right. It's all sixes. That's right. Yeah. Cool piece. Congrats, Travis. I got to finish my notes. I didn't know what to write down yet. I didn't know what year it was. All right. Okay. A lot of fun on auction stuff tonight, guys. Let's get moving. I know some of you other guys are waiting on story time and the brochure. So let's get to some of that as well. Don't want to completely abandon all you guys that are waiting for some of that stuff. But had a blast on the auctions tonight. And we still have a lot of cool stuff in here waiting for next week. Plus, we'll come up with some more new stuff to add to the pile for next week. But tonight was a lot of fun. All right. Let's get moving. let's catch the raffle real quick before we get into story time, as well as the brochure. All right, who is in this week, or who got in this week? Now, we always try to hold on. All right, I got a message from Jim Wicks. I need to clarify something because I might be able to let you guys in on something. Anyway, this week, Tweedly D, I've got you in. Big job. David D and Tim B. And what the heck, while we're here, let's give away 5 extra entries. We're, like I said, it's been a little slower on entries this month, but that doesn't mean we're not going to give some of the early guys that are in a chance to get a few extra entries into this month's raffle on the super cool 312 Thunderbird valve cover. All right, who's going to get 5 more? Their name in 5 more times? How about Andy? We'll get 5 more slid in there for you, Andy, into this month's raffle. Waiting to see if Wicks texts back. +5 for Andy. Okay. Whoa, hold up. Supercharged super chat from Sean. Boom. Supercharged super chat from our good friend Sean. Boom. Glad. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate that. A lot of fun doing these. Always love it when you guys hit the super chats. Okay. Story time. We just got a few pictures because, like I said, I don't have a file on this car because it's still in Dad's shop. It's kind of crazy to think. And like I said, these pictures were in order. We were in 1983 is the area that we've been working in. Sometimes we bounce around a little bit, but the last few cars we've done were cars Dad did in 1983. One of the cars that Dad did in 1983, and I don't know if Mom just snapped this shot or whatever of him in the shop working on it. This was actually, it's crazy to think, this is a 1970, and he's restoring it in 1983. So, 13-year-old car. So that's like doing a 2013 car today, restoring a 2013 car. You guys that have been over the last couple years have seen it. If not, if you're coming this year to the Gathering of the Nobodies, you will have the opportunity to see Dad's 70 GS convertible. These were the pictures that were in the scrapbook from right after he finished it. Whoa, hold up. Totally VW. Hitting us with a supercharged super chat as well. Boom. Appreciate that. Totally VW. Thanks for more supercharged super chats. Still rolling on them tonight. Boom. Thanks. Haven't talked last week. We got 7 tonight. We had 12 last week. Curious to see how we're doing on comments, though. See if we can break 1,000 comments again tonight. That's awesome. Thanks to Totally VW on the Supercharged Super Chat. And that's true. 1970 rust protection wasn't that good. But yeah, but think about it, when he did this car, like all of this stuff, taillights, the rear bumper emblem, all the emblems, most of the trim, the grill, that's when he worked at the Buick dealership. So he just went up the parts counter and ordered it. And it just showed up in GM boxes. As crazy as that sounds, that was one thing about doing a car back then. You just went up the parts counter and ordered the stuff. So this is a car that Dad does still own. Has obviously owned it for well over 40 years. And you guys that are coming, have been to the gathering, have seen it. You guys that are coming to the gathering in May will get to see it. So like I said, he still gets it out occasionally. Yep. So that was don't have the file for it because they still have it in the file. Yeah, it was all GM stuff too. I mean, that's when he worked at the Buick dealership. He just walked over to the parts counter and ordered it. And it just showed up in GM boxes. Didn't think nothing about it. It's a 455. Let's catch the cap real quick, and then we're going to catch a brochure, and then we'll kind of see where we're at on time. Tonight's cap is pretty cool. It's also kind of heavy. But this one's kind of different. I'm just going to hold it up and see if anybody can get it. You ready? What's this one look like to anybody? Now, I don't have the exact year. I just went off the symbol on it. But anybody have any guesses? Rolls? Nope, it's not a Rolls. It is fairly heavy. But it is not Rolls-Royce. Rio? Good guess, but that's not what it is. Renault? No. Any other guesses? Rambler? Nope. Not Pontiac. Randolph? Nope. This was actually a car that was produced by, there it is, Sean got it, the Roosevelt. A car that was produced by Marmon. When Marmon decided in 1929 to use 8-cylinder cars throughout their range, they introduced the Roosevelt as America's lowest price straight 8. Whoa, hold up. Supercharged Super Chat from Christine. Boom. Supercharged Super Chat from Christine. Thanks, Christine, for hitting us with another Supercharged Super Chat. So, based on what my research indicated, with this style of R, this was for a Roosevelt. When Marmon decided in 1929 to use 8-cylinder cars throughout the range, they introduced the Roosevelt as America's lowest price straight 8. The Roosevelt arrived in March 1929 as a separate make and helped to boost Marmon sales significantly, but the stock market crash that followed soon after hit Marmon badly and Marmon sales fell. The Roosevelt did not continue beyond 1930. However, Marmon had offered a Marmon Roosevelt model from 1929, and this model designation was continued by Marmon into 1931. The Roosevelt name disappeared completely by 1932. Now, this cap is kind of weird. I'm not 100% sure that this is completely a Roosevelt cap. I know this badge is Roosevelt based off the font from what I've seen, but I don't know if it's been added to this heavy cap or if this is correct. When we look inside, we can see where those pins have been folded down. Like, I mean, it's not anything anybody did recently, but it's just such a heavy cap. But it is pretty cool. It is different. It was only produced for a few years, and we're all learning something. Sean was right there and got it done with the correct guess of the Roosevelt. All right. I'll tell you what, we didn't do something we skipped earlier. We never have looked at the Nobody's page. What do you guys got going on the Nobody's page? Let's catch that real quick. Okay, that looks interesting. I'm not sure what you got going on there, Andy, but it looks creative. I hope it didn't melt. Oh, Austin threw up some of the Meekum results. Antique Mall finds from Matt. Patches are still pretty cool. Cream City Pete working on a Chevy pickup. Lots of stuff up this week I haven't seen yet. Oh, check out Andy's. There's the raffle prize from last month on Andy's shelf. Matt doing more artwork, which is absolutely amazing. It still shocks me some of the stuff that Glenn finds that comes in for scrap because that's kind of a cool bus. So, as always, I appreciate all the involvement and the participation on the Nobody's page. If you're not on the Nobody's page on Facebook, jump over there, answer the questions. Zach and Andy manage that for us. I don't have anything to do with that page. So answer the questions. They'll get you in and start posting what you've got going on there so everybody can see it. Oh, another one. Boom. This one from Kevin L. Another one from Kevin L. Another supercharged super chat for tonight. Boom. Super appreciate that, guys. You guys are there supporting what we're doing. Awesome. Thank you very much. The fact that what we're doing here is worth throwing a couple bucks at, I'm glad that you feel that it's at least some sort of somewhat kind of entertainment. All right, on to the brochure for tonight. This is a piece that we just picked up at Meekum, actually, from PJ's. And it's pretty darn cool, actually. 1939, the Ford Motor Company presents 5 quality cars. The Ford V8, the Deluxe Ford V8, the Mercury 8, the first year from Mercury, the Lincoln Zephyr V12, and the Lincoln V12. Step into the quality group 1939 Ford. On the back, before you buy any car at any price, see your Ford dealer. And this is kind of a fold-out deal. So, we're going to open it. It opens to the center here to start with. Introducing the Mercury, the first year for the Mercury. A new car joins the Ford Lincoln family, the 1939 Mercury. Then we fold it out again. And here we have our Ford, well, they call it the Ford V8 over here on this end, which is our 38 standard. 39 Deluxe. It's kind of tough to hold and read backwards at the same time. 39 Standard, 39 Deluxe, the Lincoln Zephyr, as well as the Lincoln. Yeah, it's pretty good, Jeff. I ain't gonna lie. It's a pretty cool piece. Try to keep it in focus on both screens here so our Facebook guys can see it. And we're not done yet. It's getting trickier to hold, but we're not done yet. The quality group for 1939. Speaking of the grills, Christine, you're going to like this one. As we fold this all the way open, we show all the body styles with all of the noses. So this is a pretty neat piece. Obviously, introducing the Mercury. You know, the 39 Deluxe, arguably one of the best looking cars ever designed, especially for that era. The Zephyr Coupe, absolutely stunning cars. And here's the other side when it's all folded out, which is partially upside down, but closer shot for you, Big Job. Let's see if we can get. We'll kind of do it in sections. How's that sound? I'll get this up so maybe Facebook and YouTube, both guys can see kind of that area for a few seconds. That's true. That's a good point. They're in the drawer. I forgot to grab them. So hopefully you guys can see it a little better now. Yeah, it's a pretty cool piece, Michael. Hey, Mike from Texas stopping by. So there it is, the fold-out 1939 Ford Motor Company presents 5 quality cars. Good idea, Sean. So pretty interesting piece. All right, let's put that one back in its sleeve. Addie actually picked that one out. You know, we've got that 39 Deluxe Coupe stashed for a one of these days deal. It's going to be a long ways down the road, but that 39 Coupe that we've got is a pretty darn good old car. Glad you liked it, Kenny. And I guess that's kind of getting us down here towards the end, guys. Didn't have a regular can for tonight. Well, actually did. I didn't get to it. So we'll push that till next week. Yeah, and that's right, Glenn. The Zephyr, and I think for you guys that are in the Midwest, and for you guys that are thinking about um, catching Minden on the way to the gathering, um, I believe the Hetfield cars are still at the Kearney Auto Museum, at the American Automobile Experience. Um, the Voodoo Priest, if you've not seen or heard of the Voodoo Priest, look it up. It is amazing. And I've seen it in person, and it's even more amazing. It's a pretty cool car. But yeah, you're right, Glenn. There are some absolutely killer Zephyr Street rods out there. And to me, Voodoo Priest is kind of the big dog. It's Wix, so I gotta. It is Mr. Wix. So we'll see what he says. Kind of threw me off course there for a second, guys. But anyway, back to the Zephyr Coupe. I think those cars may still be there. I know Cream City Pete and some of his guys were thinking about cutting across to catch Minden and then dropping down for the gathering. So that would possibly give you an opportunity to see those. I did do the article in Old Cars Weekly on the James Hetfield cars that are in the American Auto Experience at Kearney, and it's amazing. Well worth checking out. So something to think about if that works out in your schedule. So, but anyway, guys, wow, we're already coming up on 10 o'clock Central. I know you Eastern guys are getting really late, so yeah, we'll I do need to do some more stuff with Wix, but I don't know when the next time I'm going to see him. Might be speaking of which, Wichita Swap Meet is coming up. That's something else I was going to mention tonight, guys. The Wichita Swap Meet is coming up first weekend in March. That is the only swap meet I set up at just because I've been doing it for so long. So keep that in mind as well, guys. If you wanted to try to catch the Wichita Swap Meet, Wix is typically there if as long as there's no auction that weekend. And so that is coming up. I meant to put that in my notes tonight, and we'll touch base on that as we get a little closer to the time. But I wanted to give everybody a heads up since we're a little over a month out that that is coming up, and I will be attending the Wichita Swap Meet. So think about that, guys, if that's something that will work into your schedule. It has gotten smaller. The problem with it is expenses have just gone up and up and up. Trying to rent Century 2 at I think it's like 30 grand for the weekend, or just to rent the hall for like 4 days, 3 or 4 days. It's insanely expensive. So it kind of slowed up last year due to the expense of trying to put the event on. And so that I think is definitely slowing it down. So anyway, haven't heard back from Wix yet, so I was hoping I'd hear back from him here pretty quick. But we'll have more information for you next week. I'm sure I'll have a chance to chat with him between now and next week and get some more details from how Kissimmee went for Mr. Wix, and see what interesting things he got bought for some of his clients. So anyway, guys, Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it. Thanks to you guys for being here and making it what it is. Obviously, this is about you guys. Your participation is what makes this a chat, and that's what makes it interesting and fun for all of us. So with that, we'll go ahead and wind things down, get ready to wrap up, and yeah, no kidding. What hasn't been outrageous these days? That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. And don't get me started on insurance right now either. I've been dealing with insurance on rentals lately, and it hasn't been fun. So, but anyway, we'll get some more information from Mr. Wicks for next week. That's right, Kenny. It is episode 294, as insane as that is. Coming up on 300 times of doing this. Can't believe you guys are still here, but you are. And we're having fun. So, anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Have a great week. We'll get some more content up this week. Oh, Friday night. Friday night. Be ready. You do not want to miss Friday night's video. If you don't do it right, just don't get caught. Words to live by, Sean. That's right, Kenny. One more round. Here we go. Friday night's video, guys, you do not want to miss. It's a good one, I think. I actually bought that car last September. Finally got it ready to, between the content we shot when we pulled it out of the weeds, because literally when you pulled in the farmyard, you couldn't see the car. And I was probably 40 yards from it, and you couldn't see a car there. That's how deep the weeds were. So Austin's digging it. So you caught the video, Austin, because it went up for members on Friday. So the members have already seen the video. It will go public Friday night. And one of 749 made, big block 4-speed Mopar. And literally when we pulled in the farmyard, you couldn't see the car from 40 yards away. It was that deep. So thanks, Kevin. Appreciate all you new guys that were here tonight. We do this every Sunday for whatever good that is, and hope you want to start hanging out with us on a regular basis. If you want to get on the email list for the gathering, be sure to email Pete. Get me paid your $25. If you want to come, we'll get you locked in. Thanks for there again, Johnny Carson comments from Big Job. I appreciate that, guys. That's still crazy that you think that what we do here is of any sort of quality, much less good quality, like Johnny Carson was. So anyway, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap up. We will be back, same bat time, same bat station next Sunday night. Be sure to be ready for the Friday night video. I think it's pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I can get your opinion on that next week. Have some more information from Jim Wicks. We'll see how Zach's cars do this week. And be watching some Barrett Jackson. See if the market is as wacko as it was last week in Kissimmee, which got a pretty good feeling it probably will be. Anyway, thanks for being here tonight, guys. Thanks for your participation in the auctions and all the chats and all the super chats and all the fun we had tonight. With that, we're going to wind things down. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you next Sunday night for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat.